My name is Evan Johnson. I'm the president of the Alpha Omicron Beta chapter of Phi Theta Kappa at Inver Hills, and I'm very excited to welcome you to this very special and very unique induction ceremony. Tonight, we honor those of you who have worked hard and have proven that you strive for success in your academic careers. Because of that, today you are being inducted into Phi Theta Kappa, otherwise known as PTK. Before we get to the ceremony itself, I'd like to take a minute to explain what it is that you're joining. PTK is a nationally and world-recognized organization of some of the brightest and most dedicated students from two-year colleges. By being part of PTK, you are not only being recognized for your past accomplishments, but for your continuing potential to achieve great and greater things. There are a lot of opportunities to do and experience with PTK, as you can see from this list. It is definitely worth joining, and I'm glad that all of you have taken the leap and decided to join tonight. I would now like to turn it over to PTK Advisor Jenny Yamada for the induction ceremony.
Hi, everybody. So I wanted to, again, welcome you to our induction program. We're so happy to have you here. We are doing things a little bit differently. We still wanted to honor the students that were not able to attend a spring induction this year, but we still wanted to honor the ones that were able to get their certificate this semester, and that they continue to work hard and achieve great things this semester. So I wanted to just read off the names, and then Evan's actually going to be clicking through the names, and some of them have submitted pictures, and then also their plans for after Inver Hills. So I'm gonna start with the first one. So Shahad Abu Kader, sorry Shahad. Shahad's major is psychology, and then the plans after Inver are continuing her career path and education. The next one we have is Mary Sandine. Mary's actually an undecided major right now, and then we actually didn't get any plans for after Inver, but we know that Mary's gonna do great things. And then we have Brianna Anderson. Brianna's major is nursing, and then plans after Inver Hills are to attend Metro State for her BSN, and then the U of M for the master's or the doctorate degree. And then we have Tanisha Kelly. Their major is paralegal, and then the plans after Inver Hills are to attend Hamlin and finish their studies and earn their way to becoming an attorney. And then we have Ann Sandine. So their major is Associate of Arts, and then their plans after Inver are to transfer to a four-year college and get a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. Typically, we would have everybody read the induction oath, but since we're unable to do that full in a room, we just want to welcome the new inductees of this semester and thank you all for signing up and attending. And we want to give you a round of applause virtually.
Congratulations to everyone. Next, Inver President Michael Barron will be presenting the Golden Apple Awards.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. Welcome, everyone. So each Phi Theta Kappa inductee is given the opportunity to nominate someone for a Golden Apple Award. The individual that they choose has played an instrumental role in promoting their academic success and in helping them to become a Phi Theta Kappa member. We are thankful for all of our dedicated faculty and staff, and we'd like to recognize these Golden Apple Award winners for going above and beyond for our students. So I'll read the names of our 5 award recipients, and then if you would also join me in a round of applause. So Alicia Atwater, John Jensen, Ed Hahn, Mary Thompson, and Nate Mertens. So if you would, please join me in congratulating our 5 Golden Apple Award winners.
Next, PTK Advisor Vicki Knickerbocker will share her perspective of looking out for the good.
Oh, Jenny, I have to be able to share the screen or share my screen.
There you go, Vicki.
Okay. Oops. Trying to get it to work. Hold on. Okay. Congratulations to all of you. This is a great honor. I'm glad that you have received it. And I just have I'm glad that you were able to achieve this. I think your high academic achievements allowed you to become a member. So I wanted to share a few other things that I think are important that Phi Theta Kappans can live by. And one of those things is looking for the good. This is going to be a relatively short presentation. I have a longer version of it, but I've entitled it Looking for the Good. So I have a couple of pieces of advice that I think might fare you well as you go on and to your new challenges. And focus on the positives as you continue to do new things in your life and try new things and experiment with new opportunities. One of the things I think is really important is that we focus on the positives and not dwell on the negatives. And as you're trying to do new things, acknowledge your progress. And it's easy to focus on what you don't do well, but it seems to be more difficult to focus on what you do well. Sometimes when I look my students' papers over and I try to focus on the positives, they want to dwell on the negatives, okay? We can always learn from our mistakes, but if we simply focus on our mistakes, we can't move forward. Mistakes should be looked at as opportunities for growth, okay? My next piece of advice is, as you go on and do new things, is to avoid being too judgmental. There's a new book that has been written, and then there's a new film. The book is called Just Mercy, and there's a film by that same title. The man who wrote the book, Just Mercy, is a man named Brian Stevenson. And what he reminds us to be careful about is that each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. And this past summer, I had a very unique experience that sort of helped me reflect more on what this really means. So I wanted to introduce you to two people that I met in Rwanda, and they're actually featured in a film, in a National Geographic film that stars Freeman Morgan. To the left, we have a man named Philbert, and to the right, we have a woman named Marie. As you can see, they're side by side. And what's very unique about Marie and Philbert's relationship is that during the 1994 genocide in Rwanda, Marie's family was, she lost several members of her family and they were killed. And Philbert was one of the young people that was involved in their murder. Now, how is it possible that these two people can be in this picture and sit side by side and speak about their positive relationship today? Well, it's possible because Rwanda has worked very hard on reconciliation. And they have worked very hard since the 1994 genocide, which is of 26 years ago in April of this year. to make certain that their neighbors could be killers, they could be survivors or victims. Perpetrators and victims can live side by side. Gilbert went to prison. He was in prison almost 10 years. He had the opportunity to be released from prison. And only if he would appear in front of a Gagacha court and confessed his crimes. And Marie was in that Gagacha court audience, and she listened to Filbert's testimony. And he testified to the fact that he was involved in her husband's killing and the murder of her family members. And she was very impressed with his feelings of remorse. So she agreed to have Filbert come back to their community if he would take on the role of doing the things that her murdered son and murdered husband would do. So for the past 15 years, Filbert has lived in the same village as Marie and done the things that her sons and husband would have done. He has tended her cattle. He has toiled her crops. He has fetched her water. He's been a major support. And more recently, Marie asked him if he would do a big service for her, and asked him if he would be the MC at her daughter's wedding, because she said, Filbert is now my friend. Now, how is this possible? How is it possible to forgive? It is only possible if Filbert is not judged by the worst thing he has done. And we got to meet these two individuals this summer. We got to hear their testimony. We got to hear how they have renewed their relationship and how it's humanly possible to see the best and not the worst. So I ask you to think about how you judge others. And even if they've done bad things to you, can you forgive them and move forward? Okay, another thing I wanted to share as a piece of constructive advice is it's a marathon, not a sprint, okay? Oh, no one finishes the finish line on their first try. Your path will have up and downs too. Don't dwell on each 100-minute sprint. Focus on your long-term goals. Your persistence will pay off. Just, don't give up, okay? And there is something I wanted to share with you about this slide. And one of the individuals that I think we can learn a lot from is Michael Jordan. He says, I can accept failure, but I can't accept not trying. It says here, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying. I hope that you will take these pieces of constructive advice and go forward and do well.
Thank you for that.
My name is John Cassie. I am the current PTK treasurer, and I just wanted to say congratulations to everyone here. It takes a lot of work to get to this point. PTK recognizes that effort, but does not stop at recognition. There are many opportunities for you to take part in, now that you are a member of Phi Theta Kappa. Please take full advantage of them. This wraps up the induction ceremony. If you have any questions about PTK, please feel free to ask any of the officers or advisors about becoming more involved, especially if you'd like to become an officer yourself. We will be holding a virtual meeting next Monday where we will be looking for people willing to fill officer positions. We would love to see you there.
Again, just congratulations to everyone.